Welcome back to the University of Limerick for match 4 in the All-Ireland Women's Ultimate Frisbee Championships here, the IFDA All-Ireland Women's Ultimate Frisbee Championships here on Pundit Arena's Facebook page. Effectively a quarter-final knockout game here between PELT, the Limerick side, and Gravity 3, who of course you just saw beat TUB in an epic contest, a nail-biting epic contest. It's PELT wearing green, so Gravity have had a change of kit and a change of numbers throughout, so some of the numbers you saw in the last game are completely different for this game, but we'll update you with that. I'm delighted to be joined by Aoife Blake for the second game in a row. Aoife, delighted to have you back with us for this game, effectively a knockout game. It'll do well to beat the game we just saw though.
That's it. It will be, so PELT coming in here as 4th seeds out of the tournament so far, and Gravity 3 just made their way up to 6 seeds there in that last game, so it will be a very tough contest for Gravity 3 to try and get on top of this PELT team, but we'll see how they go. So far Lou Pollard with the disc.
Yeah, looking for Alice
lovely
Chambers,
grab there
from Chambers after PELT had the pull, but they've lost possession fairly easily there. Have Gravity, of course, these two sides met earlier on in the competition in the group stages, and it was a very convincing victory for PELT in that game. 12-3 as they came out on top in that game. So there'll be strong favourites going to this as Joanne Egan takes possession. Egan now finding
and
pass. There's been a turnover, I think there. We just missed that. Drop of the disc right at the end zone. So I think it was Christina McKeown that had the drop there. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was
Hannah Wilson. It looked like. She's after getting a hand block.
So good stuff from PELT. They initially made the mistake, and they have a turnover now. So right by the end zone, and very quick scoring chance here for PELT. Just over a minute on the clock. There's movement there quickly. Fee Vaughan has gone into the end zone. That's the opening score for PELT. Very quick pass coming from Christina McKeown, and the finish then from Fee Vaughan, the number 63 on the PELT side. So what a start for PELT.
That's definitely the start they'd be looking for. We're coming out on defence, and now they've got their break, so they'd be just looking to come out hard, and also I'm sure they're trying to conserve a bit of energy in this game as well, because all going well, if they were to keep their seed, they'll be making their way through to the semi-finals, and they'll need all their energy for that too.
Of course, Gravity facing into this game for their 4th game of this afternoon. Well, now we're into the afternoon, 4th game of the day. Very, very difficult. And they were tiring certainly during that last game against TUB, so they've it all up against them in this game, where PELT now getting ready for the pull. It's Anya Hart again, the vastly experienced Anya Hart, who's also coach of the team, of course, as we mentioned earlier on, from Dublin, but very much a Limerick lady as far as she's concerned. They get us back underway here, but Aoife, it's going to be very difficult for Gravity 3 in this game.
Yeah, very difficult, but I'm sure they're raring to go after that last game. They'll hopefully take a bit of a buzz from that last victory and try and come out. They gelled together definitely in that last game, and hopefully they can kind of keep a bit of that continuity going for themselves. There's a lovely pass from Lizzie too, and Samira
Smith.
And a pass back to Louise Pollard.
Yes, Pollard now with possession for the team, under pressure from Joanne Egan, but finds the pass. And it's Erica Dolan. Dolan now trying to get the offload away. Risky pass, well intercepted by Aoife McKeown on the PELT side. So good pressure there. Back to Olivia Humphreys. Humphreys, plenty of cutters in front of her, but decides to go backwards to Christina McKeown. McKeown now can put under serious pressure with that, but manages to get the pass away. And it's a confident start from PELT as McKeown takes this one looking for the end zone. It's going to be a tricky one, and it's a good take back there by Lou Pollard. In the end, she was grasping at it first, managed to get her bearings and get the interception. And Pollard now throwing this one long. It's a perfectly weighted throw nearly towards Erica Dolan. Maybe a bit of the wind taking that one. And PELT with the turnover now on possession.
Yeah, PELT definitely lucky after having, I'm pretty sure they had that last game off. Yeah, they had the last game off, so they've a bit more in the tank, I think, here. So hopefully
refreshed and energised, you'd imagine, as this
that's
one
it.
goes in long towards the end zone. Joanne Egan has
and
got
caught
it
there.
on the line, but gets the pass away to Hannah Wilson. Second score for Pelt, and that was that little bit too easy from Gravity 3's point of view, Aoife.
That's it. We'll hopefully see. I'm hoping to see a little, a nice contest here from Gravity 3 to really put it up to Pelt. It is hard, they're after coming from, I'm not sure what seed they began with in this tournament, but they're after making their way up to 6 seeds, and they're here in this 6-4 playoff to make the semis, and they've done so well so far. Hopefully they can, put a bit of pressure on this Pelt team and make them work for it. But Pelt really making use of their once they get a turn, they are, they're looking to convert that and doing it well so far. So we'll see.
In attack at the start of this game. If Pelt 2-0, they lead after 5 minutes of this contest. As Anya Hart readies herself to take this pull.
That's it. She's the IFDA competitions director at the moment as well. So
vastly experienced player, vastly experienced administrator as well. Vastly experienced, full stop. I think is the best way to describe Anya Hart, as she gives the signal that she's ready to go.
So waiting for Gravity to give a hand as well. Now between points, the next point is supposed to start as quick as possible, and usually does so. Here we are, Claire Pugh with the first pass off to Clodagh Keeley.
Clodagh Keeley in a tracksuit pants, wearing number 8. Great take from Alice Chambers on the dive.
Great hands from Alice Chambers, all in the last game and this game. She's really plucking them out of the air.
Claire Pugh now in possession. In fact, that's Hoddle Hurley. Back to Keeley
again.
Under pressure now from Abby Jeffrey, but gets the pass away to Alice Chambers, playing with a smile on her face. Happy to get it back to Clodagh Keeley again.
Yeah.
Keeley. This is much more like it from Gravity 3's point of view. Katie Smith.
Oh, a
just
nice
one
put there.
in towards the end zone,
out.
but out of bounds it goes. And the Claire Pugh trying to get in there to get the possession for Gravity 3. So we're going to restart here with Pelt in possession. Now it's down to Abby Jeffrey. Jeffrey playing it down the same line. It's another one for Hannah Wilson. Third score for Pelt. The signal went up from Alice Chambers that it was a score. Hannah Wilson isn't sure. Alice Chambers is, and agreed by Aisling Gregg. So it's another score for Pelt. A second one for Hannah Wilson. And it's all that little bit too easy for Pelt at the moment. That's 3-0 they lead. A tired and weary looking Gravity 3 team at the moment that are under severe pressure so far in this contest. So Olivia Humphreys getting ready to take the pull. It was Fee Vaughan with that pass in. So wearing number 63. So that's just a little bit too easy for Pelt. I'm going through a little tactics talk now. So 3-0 to Pelt. 8 minutes on the clock, and a very strong start from the Limerick-based team as they reintroduce Emma Healy for the first time in this game. So Emma Healy, vastly experienced. Gemma Hayes is also on the pitch for Pelt. So Pelt's now getting ready for the pull. And another score for Pelt there, Aoife, and they're just really taking control early doors.
That's
Ashlyn Murch now for Gravity 3, taken by Samira Smith. Samira with the throw.
and she gets it off. Oh, they're working it up quick.
Much better for Pelt as Erica Dolan finds the pass to Aoife Murray.
Or was that Amira Smith again
It
there?
was Samira Smith unable to grab inside the end zone. I think Pelt just got enough defenders back to cause a bit of confusion there with the final pass from Aoife Murray to Samira Smith.
Yeah.
So
And good work there from Gravity for working it up, and that, you know, they were really just going with the flow there, but so, you know, could have done with just a little bit more patience there towards the end rather than rushing it up the pitch. But that all comes with experience.
Joanne Egan now finding a pass to Emma Healy. Healy following the run of Fee Vaughan. Fee Vaughan has Humphreys on the run, heading into the end zone. It's a beautiful pass from Fee Vaughan. A brilliant take from Olivia Humphreys, and that is an outstanding score.
Brilliant. You can kind of see the gap in experience there between, like, the throws from Pelt, and even Pelt's cuts. There's just a bit more experience and depth in their squad.
Just a little bit step ahead at the moment, and it's really, really showing, even applauding from the Gravity 3 players to some of the play by this Pelt side. You see Emma Healy with a gorgeous pass up the right sideline to Fee Vaughan, and just a lovely forehand, beautiful spin in it, and just perfectly, and a great take as well. Olivia Humphreys having to fall after she took it, but doing the safe thing and having a little laugh with Aoife Murray as well. So it's Pelt into a very quick 4-0 lead after just 10.5 minutes here at the IFDA Women's Ultimate Frisbee All-Ireland Championships at the University of Limerick. Of course, brought to you live and exclusively on Pundit Arena's Facebook page. It's Pelt getting ready to restart here with the pull. And it's they that are in firm control of this contest. Of course, this knockout game, a place in the semi-final of the All-Ireland Championships at stake, and it looks very much at the moment like it's Pelt that are looking to be favourites at this stage. It'll need something fairly quick from Gravity and fairly expensive to get back into this from Anya Hart's pull.
Oh, a lovely pull there from Anya Hart.
Yeah,
Very
taken
nice.
very deep in their own half by Claire Pugh. Finds Lizzie O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan under pressure, gets her pass away to Alice Chambers. Chambers up the line, just wasn't taken by Erica Dolan. Dolan has taken many passes like that all day, but just couldn't get it into her hands on that occasion. And we will restart.
Anya Hart taking the disc. We can see, couple of cuts being made, but Lizzie O'Sullivan there from Gravity poaching in that lane, making it hard to get any passes off. And
Long, nearly an unbelievable pass to the run and the cut of Joanne Egan, but just even under pressure, that pass was outrageous from the Pelt player. And we're going to have another turnover. Of course, Gravity were wearing their traditional colours in the last game of green, but have been forced into a kit change for this contest. So numbers are different, but the players are very recognisable still. As
that's it, Claire Pugh with the
Pugh
disc
back
there. Oh, a nice pass through to...
It's Katie Smith.
Katie Smith. Oh, yeah.
Katie Smith winning that possession. Fully recovered. She took a knock in that last game against TUB. The clash of heads with Hannah Linney. As Pelt with the interception there, and it was a good one from their number 14, Emer Burke. Wearing number 14 for Pelt. But yeah, just talking about Gravity. Katie Smith fully recovered from that little knock. I was talking to her before the game, just checking on her health, and absolutely fine. No need for the ambulance that was parked right by where the incident happened. And it's Anya Hart now in possession for Pelt. Hart looking for the end zone. Katie Smith indeed showing that she's perfectly fine. Just getting a little deflection away from Joanne Egan. And Pelt denied a fifth score in their opening stages here after the first quarter or so. Aoife, they're very, very much in control.
Yeah, showing their dominance from the get-go, Pelt have been. But again, Gravity doing a good job here to get the few Ds that they've got so far. The hard work is really in just converting those into scores. Pelt do have the legs. They're coming out a bit more spry and a bit more ready for running and playing hard defence. So putting on the pressure very well there.
Yeah, putting them under pressure. Alice Chambers just floated pass towards Claire Pugh, just didn't go to hand, and it's a big, big danger Pelt here favourites for another score, you'd imagine. Hannah Wilson with the possession after the turnover. Met by Alice Chambers, but
and a scuba there, no overhead to number 6 for Pelt. That's Aoife McKeown.
Yeah, Aoife McKeown on the score sheet here for Pelt. So that's score number 5. Aoife McKeown wearing the number 6, and also was on the score sheet in the other game we streamed earlier against Rebel. She got the first score for Pelt in this competition, and she's also got the latest score. So Pelt's moving into a 5-score lead here, and we've all played sports at times, Aoife, where what happens is that just drains more energy out of this Gravity 3 team.
Absolutely. Oh, and Pelt calling a timeout there, so giving themselves a bit of breathing room, and also
maybe feeling
good
a
for
little bit sorry
Gravity
as well for Gravity taking that time out.
Yeah, Gravity have had a lot of running to do in the last hour and a half. I think they, depending on where people end up in the group, it can just be a killer schedule. So Gravity 3 they're all under the stick in terms of that. But again, they've done a great job of rising up the ranks there, and they're at 6th seed at the moment. Hopefully now with a little bit of rest, bit of a water break, they'll be able to come out and put it up to the Pelt squad. Hard work. They're working away. Hopefully they'll convert a few.
Yeah, much needed rest for this Gravity team. I know we're focusing on Pelt on screen, but Gravity 3 really taking on the liquids down in front of us here from the commentary booth.
And
really
smiling away. A happy hour, but very tired.
Enjoying their day, but they are. And we have to highlight that as well. It is very taxing.
Yeah, and that's
playing any sport on AstroTurf, but where there's so much activity required for ultimate frisbee, it's really, really hard on the legs.
Yeah, that's it. And that's just the nature of frisbee tournaments in Ireland, that they are, they are just a long day. Like if you manage to be top your group, you'd normally get a bit of an extra break and wouldn't have to play those crossovers. But when you are coming up from kind of the bottom of the group, you'd say, it is that extra bit tough, and just tough on the legs. And again, nobody's played a full day tournament in about since March 2020, just
and
before things kicked off.
How many preparation tournaments would teams have leading into the All-Ireland Championships, which they wouldn't have been able to have this time around? This
is it exactly. Fortunately, there was the IFDA. Leanne O'Neill kind of organised it. She's the development director of the Irish Flying Disc Association. So they organised a 5-a-side tournament called Leinster Lunch, which was a women's tournament. Really good to get everyone out playing it, and it was a great opportunity. Even I was there with Rebel, not playing because I was injured still at that time. But it was just great for people to get playing together. Even a lot of people have kind of moved and might not have played together with the team that they're on. So there hasn't been that much opportunity for people to gel apart from that, and also the training all season obviously, but there's nothing like a warm-up tournament to really prepare you for something like this. So I suppose everyone's probably feeling the effects of that now, just with the fatigue and that. But here we go again anyway.
Yeah, Olivia Humphreys with the pull and possession back now for Gravity, and they're trying to act quickly. It's Louise, but brilliantly intercepted again. 2 players. So Pelt
team effort there.
An offensive move from Lou Pollard on that occasion, and now they have it with Fivon, and Fivon
sends it on to
straight into the end zone to McKeown again. Has she got to it?
She's got to it, but did she get it inbounds is the question.
Here. I think McKeown is saying herself. If McKeown is saying she didn't.
All right, so that's
a very honest play, as you would have expected from each player here, and it's Pelt in possession. Right now to Keeley. Clodagh Keeley has it.
And they're putting on a bit of a zone defence here.
Just as much pressure as they can. It's working from Pelt's point of view. Another turnover right on the end zone here. And we're going to have possession with Pelt here as Christina McKeown goes to pick up the disc, so chance straight away. It's an easy pass, an easy score. Doesn't get much easier than that for Pelt. turnover right on the end zone, and the score coming in from Anya Hart has got the 6th score for this PELT side, so they're staying true to form, are this PELT side, and that's score number 6.
That's it, and it's Pelter running away with it in terms of the score line.
They're 1 score away as well from forcing half time very early in this game.
Is it.
So.
And again, they'll surely want to be preserving their own, preserving their own legs, which is maybe why they threw on that zone there just in that last point, which succeeded in, getting the interception. But anyway, Gravity, no doubt grateful for the the few breaks as well. And it's also just brilliant, like for Gravity 3, obviously there's Gravity 1 and 2, and Gravity 3 would, I'm like often the like second teams, third teams will be kind of more so going out to like these competitive tournaments. Like obviously you want to win as many games as you can, but you want to develop your team and kind of gel as a team, and also just develop the less experienced players on the team. And like for Gravity to have got up, like climbed up the ranks, climbed up the seeds, and got here to play PELT, like that's something great in itself. But hopefully they can come out and get a couple of scores off him.
It's another great pull from Anya Hart to restart the play.
Katie Smith there taking control.
Met by Christina McKeown.
Ooh.
Nearly an interception, could take and grab from Claire Pugh.
So getting over, lovely stuff there
to Alice Chambers, back to Lou Pollard, but it's intercepted.
That was a strip call, so
immediately Fee Vaughan giving the possession back to Lou Pollard as Katie Smith, but the tacklers from PELT really putting the pressure on, but it's good work here from Gravity 3. Great take from Aoife Murray, and they're on the attack again with Pollard. Back to Claire Pugh.
They're really working it through, so working it through this zone, taking their options. And just a drop there.
Didn't go to hand. It was Hoddle Hurley trying to win possession, or keep possession for Gravity 3, I should say, but the turnover is forced, and again just coming down to simple mistakes, and you have to put that down to tiredness and what they've done in the last couple of hours. It has to take its toll as Fee Vaughan tries the pass. A great dive from Emma Healy.
Layout from Emma Healy.
She's painful done one too, I'm sure. Landing
she's
on
well
that
used to it, I think.
Yeah. It's never pleasant landing on the AstroTurf.
No, absolutely
at any
not.
stage, but front on certainly not. But Lou Pollard with the pass now to Claire Pugh to get us back underway. Coming up to 22 minutes played of this knockout game. It's Pugh, short one to Pollard and on to Hurley. Back now again to Lou Pollard, and in the middle it goes to Claire Pugh, trying to link up, trying to get some attacks.
That's it. And we can see the PELT defence there putting on their zone, really trying to put pressure on the thrower, make these what should be easy passes difficult. But Gravity are doing a great job of working it there through, nice and handy. So if they can keep that composure, here we go with it
into the end zone. Joanne Egan is there again though, and just as you were saying it, Aoife, they could have just kept their patience. They went for the killer pass, and it was intercepted well by a very diligent PELT defence. It has to be said as well.
That's it, yeah. Just having the head up, and that's, that I suppose that's that's the big job of people who are deep in zone defence. Is, you really have to have your head up and be ready for anything, which they did very well just now.
Anya Hart getting us back underway here for PELT. Hart going long towards Joanne Egan. Egan under pressure from Claire Pugh, and Pugh does her job. Make sure that Egan didn't take possession. And Gravity 3 will try and work their way up towards the end zone again here. Claire Pugh, it's been very difficult for them in this game. Goes for the overhead, and a great pass to Katie Smith. Just can't find Alice Chambers, and it's one good pass followed by one that doesn't go to hand again for Gravity 3. Really are just struggling to get any momentum going in this game thus far.
Fee Vaughan with a nice break through the mark there. Emma Healy with the disc. She could. A nice inside throw there.
As Christina McKeown takes possession to Fee Vaughan, and just again working so well with it. Christina McKeown with the disc now has plenty of cutters up ahead of her. 50-50 pass, and Lou Pollard immediately saying there was contact.
Yeah, so So I think, I'm sure it was Pelt player called a foul, uncontested. Okay.
Pelt moving forward with it now. McKeown
Oh,
not intercepted by Alice Chambers. It's Emma
through
Healy
the
with
hands
the
to Emma Healy.
score. Alice Chambers just went through the hands of her. And it's another score for Pelt. That's score number 7. That will usher in the halftime break. 24 minutes played here. Pelt in complete control, and we'll be back for the second half very shortly. Welcome back to the University of Limerick and the IFDA Women's Ultimate Frisbee All-Ireland Championships. It's a knockout game between PELT from Limerick and Gravity 3 from Dublin, and it's PELT that are in firm control of this contest. 7-0 they're currently leading their opponents as we're restarting this half. Delighted to be joined again by Aoife Blake. Aoife, it's very comfortable for PELT at this stage. More than a couple of mountains to climb, you could even say, for Gravity, but nonetheless they'll give it a shot.
Yeah, this is it. And like Gravity here would be working a lot, like trying to make the most of this game, even if, you know, it would be an uphill struggle to come out and win it. But just it's good experience for all their younger players, less experienced players to be here playing a hard game.
Sorry, from PELT's point of view, we've 28 minutes on the clock now as Clodagh Keeley gets an interception, just getting a flick away from the disc, from possession of PELT. But from PELT's point of view, okay, it's clear they're more than likely going to win this game. From their point of view, is it a case of trying to finish this as quickly as possible, get to 13 before the 50-minute mark? That's going to be difficult with 22 minutes left, and Gravity obviously wanted to give this a shot. But would that be PELT's aim in the second half? Just to try and finish it out and get to 13? Well, I'd say, that would be... that would be ideal. Anyway, no. That would be ideal, but they also mightn't want to, let's say they mightn't want to kill themselves out in order to do that. I'd say they'd rather conserve the energy for the semi-final, as they will, as fourth seed, they'll be playing first seed, which will be a very tough game. So I'd say main aim, conserve energy, keep possession. A call here, a foul... it must be... it was contested, but I think the decision is going. Yeah. Okay, so it's an uncontested foul. Back to thrower and coming in at stall 0. It's Erica Dolan that has possession to Alice Chambers. So back to Dolan. Oh, what a take. A scoop up there from Clodagh Keeley. Brilliant, and a lovely throw across field. And a chance in the end zone. And it's Erica Dolan. Score for Gravity. Finally for Gravity. They've got on the scoreboard in this game right at the start of the second half. Brilliantly worked move from the free initially. See Alice Chambers here giving a pass to McKeown initially, but the pick up from Keeley. Quick pass into the centre then to Aisling Marsh, I should say, and then into Erica Dolan, as I said, and that's the score for Gravity. That just might give them a bit of a pick-up. That's it, and you have to be delighted for Gravity here, having on just Clodagh Keeley there, really saving that, scooping it up from just inches from the ground. Inches from the ground, and worked it up really calmly. It was no panic there. They're delighted with that score, and they can be, less pressure now. That's always one big thing in any game, any sport, I suppose, but in a game of Frisbee, if you're coming up against a team that's a much higher level than your own or much more experienced, and it's going to be a tough game, just getting that first score, that's, you can almost, you can almost just relax and play much better after that, just after that initial hump. But anyway, Gravity have got to be delighted just having got that first score. And as you said, will PELT want to just race forward and get the game finished early and try and get to 13? I think I would guess energy conservation would be key for PELT. So in the remainder of this game, they're well in control, but Gravity will certainly get a lift from that score, courtesy of Erica Dolan. And they have ceded possession as Emma Healy goes long into Joanne Egan, and that's an outstanding response from PELT immediately with the score in the end zone. As direct as you want to see, the pass to Emma Healy coming here from Christina McKeown directly from the pull. Emma Healy then with an outstanding forehand pass into the end zone, and a brilliant take from Joanne Egan. And if you're going to score, you might as well do it in 2 passes rather than 10. And that's exactly what PELT have done. This is it. And Emma Healy I think she loves that flick hook, and it really it just really came off there. And also these, if you have them, if your team has a long throws, you might as well use them. And they also, they've got the good receivers as well to take them down. So starting to rain a little bit here, which might make matters a bit more difficult for both teams. Slippy disc always makes life a little harder. Hopefully it won't cause too much turnovers. Yeah, Olivia Humphreys getting us back underway here with a fine pull. Really,
very
really long
nice pull.
pull taken there by Claire Pugh and into Clodagh Keeley. And Keeley now met with Humphreys. Humphreys the leg up, causing enough of an issue. Tired pass from Clodagh Keeley, I should say. So turnover possession. Christina McKeown for Pelt has the disc in her hands. She's looking for her cutters. We're seeing plenty of movement in front from the Pelt team, and it's taken by Hannah Wilson. Good pass from McKeown to Wilson, but the pressure's on from Erica Dolan. Wilson now having to try something fancy. Great overhead passes, I'll call it. The correct terminology will come from Aoife Blake.
Yeah, I think Scuba, I believe that was, but that was a great shot. And there we have the goal from Pelt, doing it, just hanging on to that possession really well. Just very confident throws and catches, which is the basis of it all. And just that overhead that came off, that was a high stall kind of throw where it was like, you've only 10 seconds to throw it and you're under pressure. So great move there.
Yeah, it was Joanne Egan into Abby Jeffrey. You see Egan with possession here on the replay. Just lovely forehand kind of slipped pass into Abby Jeffrey. And Jeffrey saw the cut of Aoife McKeown, and McKeown just inside the end zone. Perfectly weighted pass ahead of Aoife Murray. And that's the second score of the game for Aoife McKeown. Puts Pelt 9-1 in front, and the inevitability of this game, despite that score for Gravity, is very much in front of us here at UL. Of course, the IFDA Women's Ultimate Frisbee All-Ireland Championships playing here at the University of Limerick, live and exclusively streamed on Pundit Arena's Facebook page. And it's Pelt that look to be securing their semi-final spot, as Anya Hart
and
coming with the pull. So
great pulls in this game so far. There have been some really fantastic full length of the pitch pulls. Here's another one from Anya Hart.
Yeah, perfect throw.
That's what
Hart.
you want.
Right deep into the territory of this Gravity 3 sides. Claire Pugh with the pass now to Aisling Marsh. Looking for Samara Smith, but intercepted. Just a hand in from Fee Vaughan, the number 63 on this Pelt side. Just got the hand in ahead of Samira Smith. And just good defending. There's nothing much more you can do about that.
A great run through there from Fee Vaughan.
Anya Hart with a lovely floated pass. Emma Healy now looking for the end zone. She's got Joanne Egan there.
Close.
Joanne Egan at the top of her reach. She jumped as high as she possibly could in order to try and bring the disc down, but didn't work out. Good pass from Healy. Just didn't go to hands from Pelt's point of view, but they're immediately going to get possession back as Erica Dolan, despite her diving effort, unable to get the grab. And Pelt through Fee Vaughan have possession once more. Vaughan.
Oh, a nice hammer there to
Right
Emma
into
Healy.
Emma Healy, and Healy into Egan. This time the combination works. That's another score for Pelt. Another score for Joanne Egan. Second in the space of 3 scores for her.
Lovely. And I think this is Emma Healy's first outing with Pelt.
Yeah, she was very impressive in the opening game against Rebel 1 as well. Vastly experienced of the Healy clan.
Yeah.
And a very, very well-known family within Ultimate Frisbee circles in this country. And Healy, as you said, has played with many clubs in the past, and of course part of the Ireland senior women's team who won the Euros back in 2019, last time the Euros were played. So vastly experienced. Rebel and Gravity, I think she's played with in the past.
So Rebel up to now she's been playing with, so we were very sad. We were very sad to be losing Emma, and I think it was it's always hard, people move and it's hard to remain, like if you move up to whatever different city, it's hard to keep playing with your club, but she's doing really well, and she's obviously a great big part of the Pelt team here now, so it's great. It's good to see it.
I think we've just another timeout here.
Yeah.
Gravity just trying to enjoy themselves as best they can despite the scoreline, and you can see it on screen here. They're just trying to get a clap together.
There's surely some sort of
That's a signal
tactic to this game.
Yeah. Led by.
We'll have to figure that out.
I don't think me and you, Aoife, will be figuring that one out. just trying to inject a bit of energy in their team and bringing it back down as well, as we see very much the orchestrator of that was Lou Pollard. Very interesting to see, leading her team.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And just the attitude, being 9 points down in a game is a very hard place to be, and they've just got such a good attitude. Are still playing well. There's so many players in this team whose first tournament it is, and they're really a good example of
it's just a sign as well, Aoife, that
attitude.
Gravity have done amazingly well. The Gravity 3 team, you mentioned it earlier, in this game, to even get to this level of seeding, this stage of the competition, given that it's the club's third team.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
very much, they're very experienced and top class players within that team, but so many inexperienced players married with that team as well. And it's just great to see. It's great to see them enjoying getting to this level as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such good experience. Like, you just can't get better experience than playing hard against a team that are at a higher, just playing at a higher level than you're used to. This will stand to all of the players on that team. But even experienced and unexperienced, or less experienced. It's all a good. It'll all stand to them. Whether or not they get another point in this game or not. So here we go. Gravity with possession.
Clodagh Keeley as they try and quickly find into Lou Pollard. Pass away. Good take
nice
from Katie
there.
Smith, and Smith trying up the line.
Lovely.
Good take again. It's Hoddle Hurley with the take. Back to Lou Pollard.
Just out the. She'll have to attack that. She could go for it again.
Very unlucky for Katie Smith. At the second attempt, she was trying to win it.
Or was that Katie Smith?
Apologies, it's Aoife Murray that went for that possession, wearing 16 in this game. Was wearing 11 in the last game.
That's the one.
So it's Aoife Murray as PELT move forward with possession again. Joanne Egan with a great take from that high pass. Long high delivery, and Egan doing very well to take it. Christina McKeown now. Possession. In fact, that's Hannah Wilson. Apologies, Hannah Wilson. Just a little slip pass back to Anya Hart. Call comes there. It's a poor one from
fumble there.
Christina McKeown. Looked to be easy possession for PELT on that occasion, and just a fumble from McKeown. Sees possession go back to this Gravity 3 side, and Lou Pollard. Good movement from Aoife Murray in front of her, but
Clodagh Keeley getting free there.
Yeah, Keeley able to escape her marker, but the pass from Keeley doesn't go to plan, and Joanne Egan with a great intercept, floating this one in towards the end zone for Hannah Wilson. Another score for PELT and another score from a turnover, and that's where they're really struggling, Gravity. That's where it's killing them in this game. Turning over possession close to their own end zone, and PELT taking full advantage.
That's it. It is always hard to come out on offense again and again, and you have that pressure on you to try and keep possession, and it doesn't always go your way.
That's a hat-trick as well for Hannah Wilson, third of the game for her. So you just see the pass from Clodagh Keeley, brilliantly intercepted by Joanne Egan. She tells Hannah Wilson, gives her the signal, get into the end zone, I'll find you, and that's exactly what the PELT number 10 did, finding her teammate Hannah Wilson for the hat-trick. Little acknowledgement as well from Gravity 3 player Katie Smith on the score. So PELT now getting ready to start us off again here with the pull. And it's Olivia Humphreys along with Anya Hart. Very impressive with their restart so far in this game, Aoife.
Yeah, and 41 minutes gone, 11-1. Games to 13. If it doesn't go to full time, it's whoever gets to 13 first is the winner. So it'll be interesting to see now, can PELT get those two scores within these 50 minutes, or will we?
That's another deep pull from Olivia Humphreys. Another very, very well orchestrated restart from this PELT side, of course, based in Limerick. And it's Lou Pollard trying to find a pass to Erica Dolan. Good movement from Dolan to create the space for Pollard to find her. Dolan now back to Pollard, but Joanne Egan is there again, and Joanne Egan having an ever-growing influence in this game for PELT, just forcing that little error. In fairness, Erica Dolan was boxed in, a couple of defenders around her, zonal defending by PELT, and now leads off to Olivia Humphreys, finding Fee Vaughan. Vaughan looking for the...
and just a tiny deflection
there. A little
there
bit of a
from
deflection
Lou
from Lou
Pollard.
Pollard.
Enough to get the turnover out of Pelt.
Just couldn't grab the disc effectively there. Just put her off, and that all it took was that little bit of a deviation from Lou Pollard, and Aoife McKeown unable to add to her 2 goals that she scored, aiming for a hat-trick as well. Doesn't happen on that occasion, and Claire Pugh will restart the game for Gravity. Going long up
and
the
a
line.
deep cut and a nice floaty deep throw.
Aisling Marsh
Perfect.
that takes possession. Marsh now back inside to Alice Chambers. Chambers looking for runners all over the place, but back inside to Pollard, and an uncharacteristic mistake from Pollard and turning over possession there.
Yeah, also a tough throw to catch there. There's a bit of wind, and it was that
Little
bit
wobbly.
too much going away from her, but
Yeah, and
Pelt
now
might punish them for it.
Abby Jeffrey finding a pass. Great take
scoops it
there
up.
from Emer Burke. Emer Burke wearing number 14 gets it into Abby Jeffrey, and Jeffrey with the score for Pelt. Abby Jeffrey getting the easy score. All came from that brilliant take, just inches from the ground from Emer Burke. Burke's pass into Jeffrey, and that's 12-1. Now the lead to Pelt, and could finish this game early now by the looks of things.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Abby Jeffrey with the latest score there for Pelt. Just that little bit easy. And the other side of this, as good as Pelt have played in this game, it doesn't seem to me, you're the expert here, even, they haven't expended that much energy either. It looks like they've been able to bring on the players on and off at the right times when they've scored. Everyone's got good time on the pitch, but everyone's got plenty of rest as well.
Yeah, this is it, and it's all about taking your points off. Just as I keep saying, just about conserving energy. On a long day like this, and also they're exploiting the fact that Gravity 3 have been out running hard, running on the Astro, which is a little harder on the legs than grass might be. So yeah, they haven't had to exert themselves too much as a result of all that. But at the same time, I feel like Gravity, I just want to commend the Gravity side as well, just for getting that they did get a few nice touch, as in a few nice interceptions and a couple of nice Ds. It's just it is hard work at this level of the day, playing against a top team. So we'll see, will they knock another one on the scoreboard, or what will happen?
It's Olivia Humphreys with the pull. Not as good as some of the others in this game, but it's a very good restart, as Anya Hart puts immediate pressure on Claire Pugh. Pugh with a lovely pass too, and a lovely take as well, it has to be said, by Alice Chambers. Aoife McKeown there to put the pressure on, back to Pugh. She tells Aoife Murray to keep going. Samara Smith comes short as well, but it's going to go.
Nice cut out of the stack there.
Over towards,
unlucky.
I think it's Aisling Gregg who was trying to win it there, but Gregg, despite her best
I think
efforts,
she might have an injury here. She had a little turn on her ankle.
Turn on her ankle, exactly what the issue was there. Just her foot stayed and her body moved, and it's probably the end of the game for Aisling Gregg.
So there we go. Who have we on instead? Erica Dolan goes on instead.
Erica Dolan.
So she'll have to
quickly
resume same position as Aisling had, and the disc will have to be checked in before play starts again, as with any stoppage like this. Yeah, or as happened there, if the player wasn't near the disc, just tap the ground. So now we're in play again.
Yep, possession will come back to Pelt, and it will be Christina McKeown who will get us back underway. Looking short to Abby Jeffrey. Great movement in front there from Abby Jeffrey. Don't always see it on screen, but some of the movement is outstanding. As the pass from Anya Hart, this could be the victory for Pelt, and Aoife McKeown finally gets her hat-trick. 46 and a half minutes on the clock. It's a very, very impressive performance from Pelt, I should say, not Felt, who have made their way to the semi-final with an outstanding performance. We'll be back for that semi-final fairly shortly, but Aoife, outstanding work from Pelt, even in that final score. Abby Jeffrey with this short pass initially to Anya Hart, and a beautiful forehand in over the despairing jump of Alice Chambers into Aoife McKeown. Aoife McKeown gets her hat-trick, But that's it from us here from this game. My many thanks to Aoife Blake for her help as a co-commentator. I hope you've really enjoyed it, Aoife. We've delighted.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, John.
Absolutely delighted to have you. So that's all from us here from this knockout game. It's PELT that have come out victorious on a 13-1 scoreline over Gravity 3. Join us for the first semi-final, for the semi-final shortly. It's scheduled for 2:30. So we'll let you know who's in that semi-final as soon as we know. Join us shortly.